Hi everyone, Michael from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au. So welcome to the next video in our How to Invest in Gold series. And today we're going to look at the slightly controversial topic of bars versus coins. So we've got a selection here and we have some pretty obvious advantages of bars. So the big one is bars are almost always cheaper than coins. So a bar is very simple to make. They melt the product, whether it be gold or silver. They pour it quite often, I'm more talking about the cast bar side, they pour it into almost like a cake tin mould, allow it to cool, tip it out, and away you go, you've got your bar. The minted bars aren't much more complex. They take a big sheet of either gold or silver and they just run them through a stamping machine and punch them out. So quite labour non-intensive, if that's a word. And fairly cheap to manufacture, and that's reflected in the price. And that's one of their big advantages, is the fact that they run fairly close to spot price as a rule. They follow spot up, they follow spot down. That also hints at one of their disadvantages, in that they're a bit of a one-trick pony. So bars as a rule will follow spot up and down. Your coins, okay, the obvious disadvantage with the coin is you're going to pay more for a coin than you are for a bar, as a rule. So why is that so? As I said, these are fairly easy to make, fairly labour intensive, if that's a word. Coins are the reverse. So even as a bullion coin, there's still quite a bit of preparation in the design. There's quite a bit of preparation in the manufacture and production of the mould and the stamping equipment. There's quite a lot of polishing goes on, quality assurance inspection to make sure that the design is produced correctly. They're quite often polished multiple times. They're put inside cases. It's a lot more labour intensive, and that at the end of the day produces far more cost. So that's their disadvantage, is the cost of the coin. So why would I buy a coin at the end of the day instead of a bar? And that's a really great question. And there's a couple of different answers. One is, quite often, and it's funny to watch people in the store where they come in and they say purely, look, I'm just after best bang for the buck. I just want as much, gold or as much silver as I can get for my money. I don't want to muck around with fancy brands or fancy designs. Hang on, I really like the look of that coin. And all of a sudden they're paying $200, $300, $400 over spot when they actually expected to try and fight their way to get the smallest amount of premium over spot that they possibly could. And it's not a bad thing. We chuckle about it sometimes in the background, but it's great when you can spend a little bit extra and get that buzz, that extra pleasure out of your investment. It's worth the extra money on it. The other standout with coins, the other advantage of coins, is that they can potentially disengage themselves from spot price. Now by that, what I mean is spot goes up, these go up, these go up. Spot goes down, these will probably go down. These may not necessarily go down because the collectors start to become involved. Now, a classic example of that is the 2008 Perth Mint Lunar Mouse in the 5 ounce in silver. Now, back in 2008, we were selling Perth Mint 5 ounce silver bars for, give or take, around about that $115 mark. So it was, $10 premium, $15 premium over spot, that type of thing. The coin was around about that $125, $130 mark. So it was at $10, $15, $20 more than the bar was. So people at that stage were saying to us, why on earth would I buy the coin? I can get better value for the bar. A valid argument. Fast forward to 2020, the 5 ounce bar of Perth Mint silver bar was selling for somewhere around about that $200 mark. So not a bad return. Almost doubled your money over those 12 years. The 5 ounce Lunar Mouse, if you go and do some research on it, the silver mouse, the bullion one, not the proof or anything like that, just the 5 ounce bullion mouse, was selling for somewhere around about $2,000 Australian because the collectors got involved. Now, it's a one-off. Like, that one is really one out of the bag, and I've cherry-picked that example. But you can do that with, if you're careful with your selections, you can do that with some of the other types. The 2 ounce Perth Mint Lunar Rocks. That's this year's Lunar Rocks. It technically is unlimited in number, but it's limited in time. They only produce it for 2021. In fact, they'll stop producing them in about July to prepare for the 2022. So there's only so many that they'll produce in that time. So they will be a limited edition. There's been quite a bit of discussion about the 2020 American Eagle, which is a mass-produced coin, but there was limited production in 2020 because of obviously the thing that we can't mention. So there's certain things you can do that may influence the price in the future, where you'll no longer be able to buy the 2021 Ox or the 2020 American Eagle just in any store wherever you go, because they're not produced anymore. You have to now go to the collector's market to actually get it. So that can disengage or at least make it so that if spot price moves, the bar moves, the coin may not necessarily move downwards. It will certainly move upwards because it's still a lump of metal, but it may not get all of that downwards movement. So it's almost like a bit of an insurance policy, or I know some of the guys say it's a bit of a lottery ticket, that you may get that extra boost along. Sounds like I'm really favouring coins here in this discussion. I'm not. It depends very much on your exit plan and how you want to get out of it, what sort of pleasure you want to get out of your investments as well. But particularly that exit plan is a completely another video altogether, because there's a lot of information in there. So just to summarise, bars, best bang for your buck. As a rule, they're going to be far cheaper than coins, or cheaper than coins, not necessarily far cheaper. Best bang for your buck. It's certainly going to follow spot up, but it may follow spot down. The coins, again, slightly more, that's the disadvantage. But the advantage is it's still going to follow spot up and down, and you may actually find that it gets that extra collector's premium and you're off to the races. All right, that's it for now. Like, share, subscribe, all those good things. We're going to keep these videos coming as part of this series, so I do strongly encourage you to subscribe. If you've got any questions, either contact us. Our contact details will be below. We'd love to have a chance to talk to you about it. Or also, you can put it in the comments, and one of us will get to it as well and try and answer your questions there. All right, that's it for now. We'll talk again soon. See ya.